Welcome to all those who come to hear my tales. Tonight we travel to the home of the Hoosiers, a land full of basketball pride, automotive manufacturing, and farms full of crops. The state known as Indiana. Although we are not here to watch a game or get produce. Instead, we are here to find the creature of lake folk. If you enjoy my created content, then do me a small favor. Like, follow me by subscribing, and click the bell overhead. It is a small thing to ask, but helps the channel to grow and helps me to keep you entertained. Now, let us get to the story. Beast of Busco. Northwest of Fort Wayne is a town of Churubusco with a population of 2,000 people plus. A monstrous animal hides in Folk Lake, large enough to rock boats, destroy the best traps, and lure more spectators to the lake's banks. It is a beast of Busco, over 10 feet in length, weighing half a ton, with an aggressive attitude. It has never attacked people outright, but the size, nature, and creature itself could pose a serious threat to people. My uncle was friends with the owner of Folk Lake. He would often go fishing in his boat, but always on the watch for Oscar. The creature was named after an owner, maybe the original, of the property, and his name was Oscar. His stories kept me intrigued when I was a young boy. He told me of the monster snapping turtle, weighing 500 pounds and 10 feet long. Now you laugh, but the lake is deep and muddy in many places. It covers 9 acres alone and 90 plus feet deep in some areas. He had a poem he would tell me. It went like this: beware of Oscar in the lake, rain in the sky, the thunder quakes. To ignore this would be a mistake. When it rains, fish don't realize it's the weather and not food or insects hitting the water surface. So they go into a feeding frenzy, attacking anything that is considered food for them. So you can see where the rain and thunder would make the lakes more active. But this includes all the citizens of the lake, including any monstrous reptiles you may or not want to cross the path of in the rain. If you ever catch anything on the line, though, and the boat begin to rock, cut the line immediately for your own safety. I asked him once if he ever saw the creature, and he answered with a nod. One time he found a huge and odd-shaped rock. It was large, green, and near the bank of the lake. He thought it was covered in moss, but when he got closer, he realized the rock itself was green. No moss or weeds were on top of it. Then it slowly crawled toward the lake. A giant log turned to face him, but it was not a log. It was the head. With mouth open wide, it hissed and then disappeared into the water. It was a gigantic snapping turtle, about the length of a small car. He had no idea how heavy it was, but it could easily damage a boat. I know what you're thinking. How can such a creature exist? How can it get so big? This must be an old tale. Alligator snappers get to the size of 250 pounds easily. So it's quite possible, as some sea turtles get larger than that. By all means, Google it and see what you find out for yourself before you doubt the stories you hear. Now, that was the one and only time my uncle ever went to that spot again. As I got older, I found a talent for managing and handling money for other people. I can't legally say what I did to amass my wealth. Let us say I enjoy my privacy quite a bit. Whether that's for my safety or sanity, I leave that up to you to decide. The pay was great, even though sometimes the situations were not. So I decided to take my earnings and buy the place that my uncle had loved so much. I bought the farm for $1 million. And that's when I met the creature face to face. I was in my boat fishing. Well, enjoying a beer as well. I decided to set up a trout line using the fish I had caught for bait. I found the most secure and strongest rope, stretched it from one tree to another, baited the line, and let it sink into the lake. It had many smaller lines secured to it with a large hook and a small brim attached. I returned home, planning to check the bait tomorrow. You can imagine my surprise when I came back and there was no line. Something or someone had cut the nylon rope in the night and stole my catch. So the next night, I repeated the process. I then hid nearby and waited. It was midsummer with a full moon out. The light shined enough on the lake. I kept watch to find the thief and trespasser, although it would not be long before I found the culprit. I noticed a large log floating near the surface. What I thought was a log turned out to be a head. It rose from the water and bit the rope in two, then went to the other tree and repeated the bite. I could make out little, but would soon see a lot more. It turned and stared at me while I was hiding. Then it went to the bank closest to me. I do not know how it saw or knew I was there. That one look was enough to send chills down my spine. The head was larger than my German Shepherd dog. Beak and mouth were both strong and swift, killing machines. It slipped back into the water, only after it got a good look at me. I closed the property and posted signs. No swimming, no hunting, and absolutely no fishing. If I'm the owner of this land, the large snapper will be safe. I don't want to bother it, and it does not seem to be bothered by me. If you enjoyed this video, then let me know below. Be sure to come back next week as we explore Iowa and what creatures hide in the state. Remember, beware of those who dwell in the Shadowlands.